might have heard we lost Wayne Rogers from MASH. And Wayne Rogers was one of my, Trapper John was one of my favorite characters. So I decided to do a tribute to the man Wayne Rogers himself. And he was born in 1933. He died in 2012. It just was a sad, thing to lose this guy. He's a TV legend. Wayne Rogers was in the United States Air Force. He has a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which he earned. And he, has some stock tip. He did a lot of vesting money. Now, I thought I would get that out of the way and tell you what really got to me about what I liked about Wayne Rogers. Wayne Rogers, played Trapper John on MASH, which I think everybody's seen. And I will be reviewing MASH soon. I'm kind of working on it. It's just the other shows take time. But what I always thought Trapper was more into my personality than Hawkeye. I'd be hanging with my buddy Matt, and we would, kind of do things like that. And Trapper John always made me laugh. And it was what Wayne Rogers brought to the character. I have a favorite episode where Hawkeye and Trapper are playing cards in gorilla suits. And I just love that episode. And how they would gang up and team, tear into Frank Burns. And I always thought, once he left from he was on there from 72 to 75, they replaced him with BJ, and it just was never the same. BJ was no Trapper John. I have a lot of favorite episodes of MASH. I think once he was in, him and McLean Stevenson, I think they all were just, MASH was good afterwards, but I always thought it lost something once he left. I heard one of the reasons why he left was because they kept giving the better lines to Alan Alda, which they were supposed to be a team. So him and Alan Alda were really good friends. I know Alan Alda was doing a tribute. And I really hope, if any of you from MASH see this, I would like to get in contact with you guys. I really would, because you guys, I grew up watching MASH. I love this show. And, it is great. And Trapper, like I said, what Wayne Rogers brought to Trapper John was, a lot more than BJ could ever bring. And so, I'm really sadly, upset to see that he's gone. And Trapper, of course, would get his own spin-off, but Wayne Rogers wasn't a part of that. Once that ended, once he left the show, it just was never the same for me. And I don't even like the way he was written out. It's like, instead of giving him this farewell, bye Hawkeye type thing, no, they didn't even do that. It's just like Hawkeye's trying to chase him down, say goodbye. And it's like, and then we're introduced to BJ, and I just didn't really like, I would like to have seen at least Trapper John get a final goodbye like they did with, some of the other characters such as Frank Burns, or, Clayton Stevenson's Colonel Blake. But, he would, really would go into the stock, and he was actually on a show tell investors money into that. And that was something during the time of MASH, he was, investing his money and stuff. He became very good at being a money manager. But for me, he'll always be Trapper John McIntyre. I love the show, and I'm just so, like I said, I'll miss you, man. I hope that if any of the MASH, cast members see this, they'll let me know. Because I would love to hear from you, and I grew up watching this show, and I still love it. And actually, MASH was the first TV series I ever owned on DVD. And, of course, I'm like, oh yeah, I get to watch the episode I really like with Trapper John in them. So just want to say my final respects to you, and I hope that you're in a better place now. So, I don't really have a lot more to say, but farewell, Wayne Rogers. Have a great trip to the beyond. Have a safe journey. Farewell. Amen.